And as we're gathering, if you'd like to write into the chat where you are, where you're joining us from. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Now, sometimes people don't understand what I'm singing, so I'm just going to tell you here. The heart is not a holding, Holding. The heart is not a holding place. My heart is not a holding place. Thy spirit is golden. My spirit is golden, and I am free to fly. The heart is not a holding place. My heart is not a holding place. Thy spirit is golden. My spirit is golden, and I am free to fly. The heart is not a holding place. My heart is not a holding place. Thy spirit is golden. My spirit is golden, and I am free to fly. Welcome, everybody. Our wisdom awakens, our memory returns. Within these open hearts, a sacred fire burns. And the way is simple, the way is clear. The way is humble, the way is here. And may the fountain within my being be ever flowing, pure, life-giving to all. And may the fragrance blossoming from my soul be softening, enlightening the hearts of all. And may the world I weave with the breath I breathe, bring beauty, bring beauty. And may the steps I walk on the sacred earth be in peace, be in peace. Our wisdom awakens, our memory returns. Within these open hearts, a sacred fire burns. And the way is simple, the way is clear, the way is humble, the way is here. Welcome everybody, thank you for coming to Spirit and Song. My name is Reverend Simon Ruth de Voil, and I am just delighted to be holding this sacred space online. On the first Thursday of every month, I'm going to be doing Spirit and Song for the Gathering, and I invite you all to bring a candle with you and join me in the lighting and the blowing out blessing. I suspect that some of you already have your candles. Hey, before we go any further, I would like to do a land acknowledgement because I'm opening sacred space. I'm on Abenaki land here in what is now called Vermont. I'd like to acknowledge the landscape, the theft of this land, and also the ancestors. I've got this prayer for us by John Philip Newell, who's another Scotsman that I quote very often. I invite you to pray with me. We pause to listen for the beat of your presence in all things, pulsing in the light of distant galaxies, sounding in the depths of our soul, vibrating in each vein of Earth's body. One sound as vast as the universe, one universe filled with presence, one life within every life. Amen. So I'm a musical minister as well as a interspiritual minister, and the songs and poems that I share speak so much louder than any sermon I could ever give. So I'm delighted to be able to hold song with people from all over the world, and I'm just thrilled. Now, I have created a web page where I'm going to post all of the things that I share. I haven't uploaded it yet. I just created the page, but I'm posting it into the chat, and I'll give it to you again at the end, because a lot of the songs that I'm going to share today and in the future weeks, you might never find them. They're quite obscure because they're written by my friends and people in the oral tradition that don't necessarily record or write them down. We're going to jump in with a song called We Are Weaving Our Lives by my friend Alexa Sunshine Rose. You're welcome to sing along. Please stay muted the whole... I think this will be a better experience if you sing along. But you're also welcome just to listen. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving our hearts and our minds. We are weaving the bright and dark threads of our journeys through. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving our hearts and our minds. We are weaving the bright and dark threads of our journeys through. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving our hearts and our minds. We are weaving the bright and dark threads of our journeys through. We are weaving our lives. We are weaving a blanket of light. We are weaving a basket to hold all that's true. One of the ways that we weave meaning into our lives is to notice the seasons that we're experiencing and to mark the thresholds of the year and the holy days. Now, societal markers like birthdays and New Year's, along with the holy days, support us in experiencing ourselves beyond this moment in time, or perhaps over time, as well as in this moment. I like to think of the solstices, and for me today, Epiphany, as moments, still points in a constantly moving world, maybe a spiral or a circle. And when we pause on that holy day, birthday, Christmas Day, Yom Kippur, anniversary of a death, when we pause, we access a deeper aspect of who we are, like we integrate the part of us that was a child as well as an adult. And I wanted to talk about this because today is Epiphany. It's very much a threshold day in the agnostic culture I grew up in Scotland. It was the day when we took down the Christmas tree. And it was also around the time that we would go back to school after the Christmas holidays. Now, in recent years, Epiphany has become a holy day as well as a cultural holiday, as I consciously weave in strands from the Christian tradition into my soul, such as, who were the Magi? What of the star? Were there wise women and midwives, perhaps, that also journeyed silently to meet the baby? And why were there so many men and so few women last year storming the Capitol building? The holy days allow us to pause and consider. And this evening I invite us through song and poetry and perhaps silence to deepen all the activities of a full life into prayer and compassion. So you ready? Let's jump in. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. My love is old, born in the winter, frozen, reflecting the sun. When the winter unwinds, I come undone. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Yes, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Yes, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Oh, I have made within my own body a garden for you to enter. Oh, I have made within my own body, a garden for you to enter. Await the greening of the springtime. So today I've gathered songs and prayers and ideas that honour this threshold of a new year, the season of winter, and the day of Epiphany. What is Epiphany? Awakening to the face of the divine shining out from the centre of our lives. Now I read someplace that the ancient Egyptian church used to celebrate Epiphany on the winter solstice. Now folks in the southern hemisphere, please translate this as best you can, or perhaps come back and watch this in 6 months' time. So I read that the ancient Egyptian church celebrated Epiphany on the winter solstice. Now this makes a lot of sense to me because the Christian adaptation of the pagan Yule, the Yule log in particular, that I pray with on winter solstice, the Christian version of that is they would have this log that they would burn every night in the 12 nights of Christmas. And last night was the 12th night. All this begs the question, what is the season of the year that we are experiencing? And what is the season of the year that I am experiencing? For me, it's grandmother winter still is clenching the earth tightly in her closed fist. It's not here yet, but soon, very soon, snowdrops where I came from will pop up through the ground, and the young maiden Bridget will bring back the light, and candles will be blessed in the churches. But the light is already coming back. Still, we need to pause and wait just a little bit longer. So I got a song to help us reflect on that. It's actually a poem by David Densmore, and his wife Susan Osborne set it to Vivaldi. And I'm just going to play it for you now. And if there's a lyric that jumps out at you, feel free to type that into the chat. Great folly when the silence falls, like feathers drifting from black branches. The frozen earth lies dreaming of birth under blankets so deep that whisper the secrets of snow. There is no time, there is no time. There is no time, there is no time. I leave the world of worried thought behind and dream. I raise my arms in the forest and join the simple praise of trees. How blessed we are to know this, surrender and rest, dark winter's caress, the silent gift of peace. I leave the world of worried thought behind me and find the one who watches there inside me and brings this gift of peace. I invite you to sing a chant that echoes this. Into the dark womb of night, we rest, we breathe, we watch. The mystery draws us inward as we wait for the light to return. Into the winter of earth, the seeds are falling away. The roots in the ground reclaim their life, retreating to rest in the soil. Into the dark womb of night, we rest, we breathe, we watch. The mystery draws us inward as we wait for the light to return. Into the winter of earth, the seeds are falling away. The roots in the ground reclaim their life, retreating to rest in the soil. Into the dark womb of night, we rest, we breathe, we watch. We rest, we breathe, we watch. We rest, we breathe, we watch. And when I was praying about what to share with you all today, I had this strong sense that it's really important for us to not rush into 2022. There's some astrological stuff going on, and also we've just come out of such an enormous year that perhaps it needs an extra month. And my intuition or my sense was that we should stay in winter for a few weeks longer, up until Imbolc, which happens at the start of February. So what are we to do? What are we to ponder in this time? Well, here's some words from Thomas Merton. He was a monk who died in the 1960s. He was one of the first people to really bring Buddhism and Catholic monasticism together. A wonderful person. And here is a chunk of his wisdom. For the world and time are the dance of the Lord in emptiness. The silence of the spheres is the music of a wedding feast. But the more we persist in misunderstanding the phenomenon of life, the more we analyze them out into strange finalities and complex purposes of our own, the more we involve ourselves in sadness, absurdity, and despair. But it does not matter much, because no despair of ours can alter the reality of things or stain the joy of the cosmic dance, which is always there. Indeed, we are in the midst of it, and it is in the midst of us, for it beats in our very blood, whether we want it to or not. Yet the fact remains that we are invited to forget ourselves on purpose, cast our awful solemnity to the winds, and join in the general dance. And to honour that, I've chosen some words of Thich Nhat Hanh. Well, I think they're a paraphrase of Thich Nhat Hanh. I like to do this as a body prayer, with my torso and arms. I would show you, but I'm playing the guitar, so I can't. I invite you to do this as a body prayer if you feel so moved. When I breathe in peace. When I breathe out love. when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love. I breathe out love. I breathe out love. I breathe out love. When I breathe in, I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love when I breathe in. I breathe in peace when I breathe out. I breathe out love. 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 Part of my own spiritual practice is spending time often with the Psalms. And I found this interesting setting of the Psalms for Epiphany. You know, I have mixed feelings about taking the Jewish Psalms and setting them into the Christian year. Sometimes I think that's disrespectful, and other times it makes a lot of sense. And this one made a lot of sense to me. It's because the Psalms are written from the perspective of marginalized and people without a voice. This is Maria Mankin's Epiphany setting of Psalm 139. It's something, isn't it, to imagine being known so thoroughly that the pain you hold is understood without you having to say a single word. Without you having to testify about your decision from last year or 10 years ago or yesterday, when you said the thing that led to the other thing that brought you so low you thought you'd never be known for more than the pain that crystallized around your hopes and your heart. It's something, isn't it, to believe in one who isn't afraid of your broken parts or ugly deeds or the cowardice or the fear or the anger or the 100 other ways you have tried to make yourself disappear when you felt unworthy of a great and abiding love and had persuaded yourself that forgiveness was beyond reach and grace an undeserved gift. It's something, isn't it, to be loved by God, to be both fearfully and wonderfully made just as you are. Not happier, not a work in progress, or with fewer secrets or scars, but just you, as you are, welcome at the table. Got another poem for us, this set to music, this time by my friend Adam Rowland. This is Wild Geese by Mary Oliver. And I know it by heart, but y'all are watching, so I know I might get nervous. And please do continue to share in the chat any of the words that jump out to you, that resonate and come alive. have to be good. You don't have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Love what it loves. Tell me about despair, and I'll tell you mine. Meanwhile, the world goes on. Meanwhile, the clouds and the clear pebbles of rain are moving across the landscapes, over the prairies and deep trees. Meanwhile, the wild geese high in the clean air are coming home again. So whoever you are, no matter how lonely the world offers itself to your imagination, calls you like the wild geese, harsh and exciting, over and over, announcing your place in the family of things, in the family of things. You don't have to be good. You don't have to walk on your knees for 100 miles through the desert, repenting. You only have to let the soft animal of your body love what it loves. Love what it loves. Love what it loves. Would any of you like to share what's been bubbling up, either from the Psalm or Thomas Merton reading, or from the Mary Oliver prayer? I called it a prayer. I think they are poem prayers. I see some of you were posting in the chat as well, but I wondered if anybody wanted to speak to what they were hearing or feeling. Oh yes, I'm supposed to tell you, you can unmute yourselves, or you could wave at me if you would like to. Well, you know what? I think now would be a good time to go into our 3 minutes of silence, and then I'll check the Zoom again afterwards and maybe read out your comments. Because it feels like we should honor silence right now. Let's do that. And I'll bring us back in 3 minutes. I'm going to pull out some of your comments, and feel free to unmute if I talk about them in a way that isn't seeing your depth. There's so many, a lot of you are quoting back from the Mary Oliver poem, which makes a lot of sense because it's the last thing I read. But there's something about it, about the world offering itself. The world offers itself to your imagination. And later on she talks about in the family of things, and in the on the island I used to live, Iona, the Celtic wisdom there is that matter matters. And it was this living earth, and us as a part of it matters very, very much indeed. And we've been saying that phrase for decades. And then I remember walking across the main road in my town, which I was living in, Montpelier, in Vermont, and they had written Black Lives Matter outside the state capitol building, and I was walking over matter, and the threads from my life before on Iona and this life here were beautifully woven in together. And I think that this poem does that, the way that Mary Oliver talks about the landscapes, moving across the landscapes, and the clear pebbles of rain, and all the things that you all wrote into the chat, the wild geese. It really weaves us into this time, but with the timelessness of the landscape and the timelessness of our ancestral lineage. And yeah, I find it a way of strengthening in facing the years as they unfold. 2020, then 2021, and here we are in 2022. Beautiful. Does anybody want to share before I lead us into another song? Please do not be shy. Yes, Diane, please do.
I just typed this into the chat also. I love that rendering of the psalm that you shared, Simon, and it made me think of a greeting from the Seneca people that is simply, thank you for being. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being. And the quality of complete acceptance and welcome and love expressed in the psalm, I think for many of us is almost inconceivable that we could be loved that completely, that without reservation or without condition. Mm-hmm. And what occurred to me is that for many, many, many people in this world, the only way they will ever experience that is if we embody that in our hospitality to one another's souls.
Absolutely. I see people applauding. You know, and that, Diane, what you're saying is really what Epiphany has been for me this year. I mean, probably because Desmond Tutu died not that long ago, and he's a big influence on me. The retreat center I used to run with my former wife was opened by Leah Tutu because Desmond Tutu couldn't leave South Africa at the time because they wouldn't have let him back in. Desmond Tutu, wonderful person. Anyway, I've been thinking about him in relation to Epiphany and how the Magi, the wise ones, the wise men that we know about and the wise women that we don't know the stories of, when they were gazing upon the baby, it really reminded me of Ubuntu. Ubuntu. A human is a human through other people. That our divinity is experienced in the recognition of each other, and that we role model that. And I heard that in what you were saying just now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Thank you, Diane, and thank you for that insight. It's just such a gift to be here tonight, and I feel like all of these strands of life are weaving together. Your mention of Montpelier, because I live in Vermont as well, and the Black Lives Matter, walking over that land in Montpelier. And it struck me that verbiage, if you recall, was also desecrated by people in Vermont. And I remember getting in my car and driving to Montpelier and standing in front of it as a way to make it sacred again, and to bless it again, and to stand for those words there. So your thing about matter and embodying matter, and like how powerful we are in the other line, announcing our place in the family of things, and how important it is to just not shy back or kind of refrain from that, but really, when the spirit moves, to take those actions. So I just really appreciate you, and I'm glad to learn about another Vermonter, and we must meet at some point.
Oh, that's
So
beautiful.
yeah, thank you for
Yeah,
tonight.
yeah. I really hear what you. I think that you were hearing what I was saying, and I'm hearing what you're saying. That as we are in this time of dismantling white supremacy and inequality around the pandemic and vaccines in the world, and it's like, is there going to be another tsunami? It's like, I suppose that the season that I perceive that we are in, that I invite us to next, we're going to hold prayer for the world, is one that we don't know what will come next. But you're right, we have to show up. And as Diane said, it is impossible for us to really, or for most of us, to really feel our worth. And instead we step in with our self-created egos and can do a lot of harm. So how do we show up with, is what I would say, with moccasins on, with gentle eyes and gentle feet and an open heart and an awareness of whose voice is not being heard? How do we do that? And one of the ways is we show up with our full selves, just as you said. Yeah. So with that, I do invite us to go into prayers for the world. I have a lorica. There's quite a few people here that are part of my Wednesday Chants and Prayers for Healing that I started at the start of the pandemic. And I'm going to borrow one of the things that we do there, which is we sing a lorica. We receive the blessing first. A lorica is a circling blessing. Earth-based cultures all over the world place the sacred all around them. And so I invite us to receive the blessing, and then to, we'll change the pronoun from I to the second person, you, and whatever your prayers are, whatever tradition your prayers are in, please type them into the chat once we're done singing, and we'll hold our prayers as a community. We'll witness each other. So here's the chant. Love with me, love before me, love behind me, love in me, love beneath me, love above me, love on my right, love on my left. Love when I lie down, love when I arise, love when I take rest, love to shield me. And if we can just receive a little bit of the beauty with which God and others behold us, if we can rest in that heart space, with our feet grounded deep into the earth, with our heart open for the love that we have received, with a little inkling that we might be of worth. We call to mind our prayers for the world, for ourselves, for our families, for our enemies, for the people that we don't know, for the trees and the animals and the climate, for the ice caps and the oceans. Whatever it is, place it into the center of your being, and we will change the chant to sing it with the word you. Love with you, love before you, love behind you, love in you, love beneath you, love above you, love on your right, love on your left, love when you lie down, love when you arise, love when you take rest, love to shield you. Sing it one more time. Love with you, love before you, love behind you, love in you, love beneath you, love above you, love on your right, love on your left, love when you lie down, love when you arise, love when you take rest, love to shield you. I invite you to use the chat function to share your prayers. I don't have time to read them out, but I would like to play for a minute or two. While you type and read each other's prayers, or if you found it more profound, just rest in your heart center. Into your loving hands, dear God, we place these prayers for people in Afghanistan, for animals in factory farms, for loved ones, for those who grieve, for those who are carers, for people with COVID, for countless loved ones and many, many deaths. We place our prayers into your heart, knowing that they are not problems for you to solve, but loving situations for you to fill. Oh, love, hear our prayer. Oh, love, hear our prayer. When we call, come be near. Oh, love, hear our prayer. Oh, love, hear our prayer. Come and listen, be here. Amen. Forgive me for not leaving enough time to read out all your tender prayers. I think that the chat will be shared at the end, and I invite you to go back and read everybody's heart prayers. I have another song for us. The peace of the earth be with you, peace of the heavens too. Peace of the rivers be with you, peace of the oceans too. Deep peace falling over you, God's peace growing in you. Peace of the earth be with you, peace of the heavens too. Peace of the rivers be with you, peace of the oceans too. Deep peace falling over you, God's peace growing in you. Peace of the earth be with you, peace of the heavens too. Peace of the rivers be with you, peace of the oceans too. Deep peace falling over you, God's peace growing in you. One more time. Peace of the earth be with you, peace of the heavens too. Peace of the rivers be with you, peace of the oceans too. Deep peace falling over you, God's peace growing in you. This is the webpage that I've made where you're going to find all the lyrics and prayers. I'll post them in about an hour's time. Right now, there's an empty webpage. But if you would like some of these prayers and find their source, simondevoil.com/spirit and song. Oh, got it twice. I have a closing prayer for us. This one is from the Book of 1,000 Prayers, and Catherine, who's actually on the Zoom, shared this one with me, but I've changed the language a little bit. It's a compilation of prayers by Alison Pepper. And I use the word Lord, and I know that for some people that's just a really unpleasant word. So as I say that, please translate it in your mind to sacred witness if that is a hurdle for you. Lord of our darkest place, let in your light. Lord of our greatest fear, let in your peace. Lord of our most bitter shame, let in your word of grace. Lord of our oldest grudge, let in your forgiveness. Lord of our deepest anger, let it out. Lord of our loneliest moment, let in your presence. Lord of the truest self, our all, let in your wholeness. Amen. I'm going to sing a little, well, normally I think they play songs at the end of the gathering, and I'd like to play my own song. And I'm going to ask David if he could spotlight different people, and if the spotlight lands on you, if you see your face on the Zoom, maybe send a heart prayer from you to the other people on the Zoom. And if you don't want to do that, switch off your camera quick. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the child of peace to you. The moon and stars pour their healing light on you. La 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 la. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the child of peace to you. And moon and stars pour their healing light on you. La 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 la. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the child of peace to you. And moon and stars pour their healing light on you. La 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 la. Take care, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Good night.